Hey everyone, you ever start a project and say, I'm going to go do a 10-minute job and it turns out to be a whole lot more than what you thought it was going to be? Let me explain what's happening here. I just uninstalled this light, my Soffit light, just a regular spotlight. It's on most houses, 2 wires. And I was going to replace it with a motion light. Now this is the SANSI motion activated ceramic LED light. It's not bad, it's multi-directional. Your standard Soffit motion light, whatever, but it's supposed to be like super bright, and that's kind of what I want, seeing how I live in the woods and it gets real dark. But going back to my dilemma, you know what the problem is? I climbed up there to do it just to find out that there's no junction box. So what do you do with that? All right, well, let me show you what I'm doing. Let me show you what I got going on here. So first of all, that's the bracket that the old Soffit light was on. That's literally just screwed to through the Soffit into a piece of wood. So I don't like the fact that it's not in a junction box. So what I'm going to do is unscrew this, pull the wires out, take that piece of wood that you see behind there, and I'm going to move it up. And we're going to go from there. And I'm going to try to set up my phone so you guys can get a view of what I'm doing. All right, like I said, I got to take the old mounting plate off here. All right, now I just need to feed these wires through here, get that off. All right, and here's one of the grounding screws that we have here, and that's to the plate, so I'll take that off, maybe. All right, I'm gonna toss that right onto the ground here. All right, now I got to get these wires out of here. So you can see this green one is just this green and yellow. That's just a jumper from your ground wire that's going to be going to your plate. And when I replace it, it's going to be going to the box. So I'll just take these wire nuts off, and I don't want to lose the jumper. That way I don't have to make one. Put that in my pocket and feed it up. All right. Dang it. So now the next step is going to be to get this Soffit out of the way, which can sometimes be a real pain in the butt. But if you've ever dealt with vinyl, you'll understand that, well, they actually did a pretty good job installing this one because it is really stuck in there. I was hoping that I could slide that out of the way. Come on, come out of there. Now, why would they put a nail there? Come on, there we go. All right, I got the Soffit out. I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go grab that junction box, and I'm going to trace it out and then cut the Soffit. All right, folks, for cutting your Soffit, you're going to find out where you want to cut it. You want to obviously find out where your center is. And as you remember, I went with the hole that they originally had anyway. So all I did was line this up with the center, and I just took my pencil and traced it out. Took my 20-year-old snips and I cut it out. So make sure that you cut the line off, basically. Whatever you trace, that way you actually have enough room. I did not. So mine was a little bit tight, and it is hard to snip just small little things like that. But so what I did is, there we are. I took this grinding wheel and I was able to shave off another 1/16 of an inch all the way around, and it came out to be a perfect fit. So if that happens to you, that's okay. Just take a deep breath and it'll be all right. Now that slides in there perfectly. So the next step is going to be to go install the Soffit. Once that's installed, then I will install the plug in that hole, just in case that doesn't line up 100%. I can still pass the wire and I can still be okay. All right, folks. So I went ahead and put the Soffit back and put my box in and just attached it with a couple of screws. This is your plate you're going to be adding, and that'll be in the box. So you get that in a position and just tighten it up. All right. Hopefully I don't drop this. All right. Now in your kit, they brought you, or gave you, I'm sorry, new wire nuts, and I'm going to be using those. I should probably just do one at a time. All right. Your green is going to be your ground. All right, and you're going to see over here we have the white and the yellow. And remember when I said that the yellow and the green were going to be a ground? Well, I'm going to put that with the copper along with this other one and try to do that with one hand. And I forgot the gasket, so I'll be right back. All right, to recap here, I attached the white wire, the green with the ground, black with black, and don't forget that I also added the jumper. This little gasket right here, you can see it, this black thing, that's going to go around the center screw, which you can't really see, that I put in there. Get that on first, or you're going to have a heck of a time trying to do this. Then when that's done, you kind of just want to eyeball it, see where you're at, and try to find the, would I get that lucky the first time? Huh? Maybe I did. I'm on. I certainly did. All right, so you'll tighten that up on top of that gasket. It's kind of hard to do while you're up in the air, but unfold your lights, and those are adjustable. You can have them shine wherever you want. Let me jump on the other ladder here so I can get out of the way. All right, let's unpack this. All right, so my door is over in this direction, so I definitely want some good light going that way. So I am gonna adjust it that way and this way. This is also adjustable, depending on where you want it. And I would more rather have that towards the entryway of the door. That way. All right, once your light is fully installed, go ahead and turn this down to the down position. And that's actually the proper way it goes. And you're gonna notice that there's gonna be 3 different settings on this. Now, like I said before, this is a SANSI, but that's okay. If yours is a different brand, it should still all be quite the same. The first setting we'll talk about is your range. Now, this particular unit will shoot out to 75 feet. I mean, that's quite far. What I'm trying to capture is close as I possibly can to that empty parking spot where my wife comes in, because she comes in a lot of times when it's getting darker. So as you can see, I have mine set for pretty good ways of that. The next setting you're going to want to talk about is going to be your timer. So after the sensor is triggered, how long do you want that light to stay on for? That thing has, I left it on the higher side just to see, and it was on there for like 10 minutes. Now that's way too long. I'm going ahead. I turned mine down a little bit, so I'm assuming that maybe 5 minutes. And I can play with that as I go. The next one, I know it's probably really hard to see. The next thing you're going to see there is called LUX. So your lux is going to be, the best way to put it is, how dark or light do you want it to be before that thing gets triggered? So I don't want to be mowing the lawn and all of a sudden my light come on. So I have mine set way down, so it really needs to start getting dark before that light will come on. So those are the 3 settings. On the front of this thing, let me see if I can't turn the phone around here. Well, that's not going to work either. All right, I'll get a picture of this and tell you guys all about the settings on the front. When you do end up setting this, make sure you put that on auto and try to have somebody with you so you're not having to run up and down the ladder by yourself and try to trigger it and set it, and then because you're going to want to start using directional with this. You're going to want to turn this way, that way, up, down, and see whatever works for your situation. All right, I'll go inside now, and I am going to bring something up on the screen so we can talk about the front of that.
Take a look at figure 1. You're going to see your junction box that has your mounting plate on it. Now you see that green wire. That green wire is what I keep referring to as your jumper. Your jumper is going to get tied to the ground wire that's coming out of the house. Then it gets attached to your faceplate. And if your light fixture also has a ground wire, it's going to get attached to that as well. So your ground could have 3 wires all tied in to one wire nut. Now let's say your light doesn't have a ground wire coming out of it. That's okay. You need to do something with the ground wire coming out of your house. Just simply attach your ground wire from your house to your mounting plate. And that's it. Now let's take a look at figure 2. Figure 2 is referring to how the wires get run through that gasket. Now make sure you put them all through the same hole or you're not going to be able to mount it at all. Figure 3 is, for my light in particular, it's going to show you that screw that goes in the center that holds it to the mounting plate. And that's when I was telling you that you really need to make sure that gasket is on that screw first, because you're not going to be able to line up that gasket while your hands are up in the air or anything like that. Alright, now let's talk about figure 4. Figure 4 is going to be on the front of your motion light. They should all be pretty much the same, even if you don't have the same model. But we're going to talk about this one. On the far left you have the test function. That's the function you want to put it in first, because if you don't, you're going to be up and down that ladder 1,400 times. So that test function should stay, it should keep your light on for about 5 seconds at a time. The next switch to it over there is going to be auto, and that's the switch to the right. And that's what I have it on. I have it on so it only comes on during dark hours. The following one is going to be your on, where it's completely on. That means, like, if you wanted to have your light only come on when you want it on, and you can run it from the switch outside, it'll act just like a normal spotlight. Now, the very last function that they have is called D2D. Now that just simply means dusk to dark. If it's on that function, it's going to stay on all night, from dusk till dark. And that is going to be pretty much it. Thank you everyone for taking the time to watch my video. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification. I would also love to hear in the comments on how your project went. Alright guys, we'll see you on the next one.